if it's working. We got a little light problem, Tim. If you look, we're kind of in the gray, in the dark. What's going on? What's happening? Jen?
Well, good morning, live television.
Look at
hello. Turn a light, flick a light switch on.
It's lit up now. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. There's something to eat, and I understand that Santa's helper is here, and he's sitting over there being very quiet.
He's doing
good.
wonderful over there.
We could not get a reindeer in here, but we got the closest thing we could find to a reindeer.
Today.
And do we have antlers for him?
No.
No.
He is a service dog. There comes a point in time where he is a working working individual.
He is. And he's looking around, and maybe he understands that the camera's going to be on him in just a second, and we're seeing just a little bit of him. And y'all, I'm going to sneeze. There you go. Now, Pepper, can you look at people and say, hey, y'all?
He says she's got treats.
Yeah. Oh, no. And somebody's trying to call me. They don't need to be doing that. Y'all, this has just been one of those days. Have you ever just,
I can't even tell who it is.
Yeah, we'll just, at our first commercial break, we'll get live on Facebook because obviously we have a problem today.
Well, maybe it's somebody calling you saying, where's your show?
Well, here we are. No, actually, I think it was about real estate. Can y'all
So now, are we on now?
Yeah, we're on. See, we're light. Everything's good. We're probably not, I don't know. Caleb, you may have to doctor that, babysit that. We've got a little problem going on. Anyway, there's Pepper. Look at that. Look at that, sweetheart. Okay, Jen, will y'all talk a little bit about Pepper while I sit over here and sniffle because my allergies are killing me.
Mine are too, so you and I are in the same book.
Okay.
Well, it's great to have you here. First of all, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Sharon Callan, and I operate a 501c3 nonprofit called Shelter Dogs for Veterans. And what we do is rescue dogs from kill shelters and train them as service dogs for veterans and first responders with post-traumatic stress disorder and traumatic brain injury.
So Pepper was in a shelter and was on schedule to be put down when you rescued. How old did you tell me you were when you got him?
He was 10 weeks old when I got him.
And how old is he now?
He is 8.5 now.
And he would have been put down at 10.5 weeks?
Yes. It was when we had the tornadoes in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
And they were making room in the
Well, did you tell me there were 11 siblings, or is he one of 11?
He's one of 11.
He's one of 11. That's still a big litter. I don't care how you look at it.
They were making room for dogs to come into the shelter here. And so they were going to put down a couple of
I don't understand people that when they're in a catastrophe like that, they leave their animals. Mine would go with me, or I'd go. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I'd load them before I'd put anything.
She's not joking. The dogs would go and the daughter would stay at home. Trust me.
But that's a great thing that you've been able to save him. Now, what's he been trained to do for you?
Well, he is trained for post-traumatic stress because we do use him for demonstrations.
You were telling me at the school.
He's being a good boy.
He better be.
Yes.
But that's what he's trained to do.
Yeah.
But people handle him all the time, and
because I use him for demonstrations, so he's allowed. But it's a real important thing to understand that with service dogs, people should never just walk up or talk to them.
Should always ask you, like I asked you when you came in the studio, if I could pet him.
Right. And so I have a cue for him. I'll tell him you can visit. So then he knows, okay, now I can
She
go.
absolutely released him and let him smell my hand.
So he knows. He won't go up to you unless I tell him.
Wow.
So,
that's so cool.
And
he's now 8.5?
8.5. And I myself have some disabilities. My journey in training dogs actually started because I had cancer. And they only gave me a 30% chance of survival. Of course, I said I'm that 30%, which I had always wanted to professionally train dogs, service dogs. And I have trained dogs for about 30 years, but I thought, okay, I want to do this professionally. And so I went back to school. And, when I had the cancer, I realized it's now or never. And so I figured it was a way for me to help people. And so I operate also my own business, Paws Be Good for You, which I train for the public, and I actually do train a few service dogs for people in the public.
Oh, he's listening to you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching him on the monitor. I can see him on the monitor where I can't see over her leg.
He's so pretty. And he looks like he is Dalmatian and Black Lab.
He's actually
Blue
blue
tick.
tick,
Okay,
hound,
okay.
and Shar-Pei.
Okay. Wow.
And that's an interesting combination, but I would imagine the Shar-Pei in him helps his nasal or
Yes.
his smelling ability.
Yeah.
And I know they smell so much greater than we do anyway, but he's got that
Absolutely.
added advantage of the
Yes.
Shar-Pei nose.
Yes.
He's so sweet. He's
Do
so
you ever,
sweet.
is he used, one of the gentlemen with you was talking about rescue. Does he do rescue work, or is that something else you do, or you help with
Well,
other?
I do rescue, because we have to have a rescue license to operate our organization because I'm rescuing dogs from shelters. But I don't per se keep dogs, as at my home that are rescues. So we have the rescue license so that I can pull the dogs from shelters and rescues
Do you hear from shelters around the area?
all
or?
the time. But our main goal is saving the dogs in the kill shelter. So, that's how we do it.
And luckily, Gilmer County has a no-kill shelter
Yes.
most of the time.
Yeah,
99%
it's
of
still,
the time.
it's
Yeah.
not 100%, but
Right.
yes, they're working towards
Yeah.
total no-kill. But, there's still a lot of kill shelters out there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's awesome, obviously, dogs in those shelters.
Well, so many rescue dogs now are out of shelters.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted you to hear Christmas, because some people are going to get a checkbook out and go to a dog store, and they're going to buy a flipping dog for
Don't do
Christmas.
that.
And it drives me nuts.
Yes.
Because then you'll see them and they'll say, "Look what I got for just $600," and you're like, "You idiot!"
Donate it.
You could have
Do
gotten a
you
better
know-
behaved dog at the shelter.
Yeah. Do you know how many dogs are waiting to be rescued?
And there's purebreds there as well.
Yeah.
completely.
absolutely. We got
Absolutely.
our
That's what somebody
Pekingese
wants.
from the Atlanta Humane Society. We got her because she bit everybody. Well, I had her for 9 years, and she bit everybody, including me, but I didn't care. She just bit me,
Well,
she bit everybody.
that's one of her hands, is her mouth. But my first rescue was a purebred Sheltie, and I even got the papers on her. They just couldn't deal with it. They were moving back to Saudi Arabia, and they couldn't take them. They eat them over there, and they didn't want to take Amir with them, so I had that beautiful
Pepper, you
Sheltie.
did not hear what Jen just said.
No, not you,
did
sweetheart.
not hear.
No, that was someone
You
in
did not
Washington
hear that.
D.C.
Look
gave
at
her
how
up.
sweet.
He is a beautiful animal.
He's so
what's one of the?
sweet.
Does he have favorite things he enjoys doing? Does he enjoy going to the schools more, or
Well,
helping you? You said that he helps you a great deal at home.
Yes. He's, very people-oriented. He is now going to LJ Elementary every couple weeks for the children to read to him. And so that's been a great thing. And he really
funny.
enjoys it.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I won't make a dog do anything they don't enjoy.
No,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't want to do
So,
that.
But I was going to tell you, with our organization, ours operates a little different than some of these, for service dogs for veterans. A lot of them, what they do is they train the dog, then the veteran comes for a crash course and takes their dog home. Well, our organization, we actually, match the veteran with a dog. I'll go and do some assessments, which they're pretty extensive when I do an assessment
Well,
for service
I'm a
work.
big believer in that a dog chooses you.
Yes.
You don't choose the animal.
They
The
do.
animal picks you.
So, well, like I said, I'll go do assessments, and then I'll tell the veteran, okay, I want you to go look at these 3 dogs or these 4 that I found. And I like to make sure I'm there with them because I can tell that interaction if it's going to work. And so they take their dog home for 2 weeks, and then we start training. They come once to twice a week with me, and we train. So this way, they're bonding with their dog from day one, instead of that dog bonding with me training. And I found that it works so much better. Now, the dogs do have to be a year old, at least, for us to start training, because I don't want these veterans having to work with a dog that...
Nobody
and
wants
make
to go
a-
through the puppy
No.
thing.
Right, and
nobody
they're
wants to go
already-
through
That's
the
a
puppy
separate set
thing.
of
Yeah.
training on its own right there.
Right, and they're already suffering from anxiety, so the last thing we need is for them to have an additional.
Right.
So that's pretty much how it works. Our veterans and first responders get these dogs for free. We charge them nothing. We operate totally off of donations. So please donate, because we need it.
But where are you located?
Well, our address is Talking Rock, but we are actually on John Team Road, Our address is 1711 John Team Road, Talking Rock, Georgia. But it's actually about 6 miles outside of East Ellijay, out Yukon Road.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And
okay.
I have a little facility there.
Are you beyond the school?
Yes, right. It's not too far after the school.
And it's crazy because Talking Rock seems like we have a little Talking Rock area, but Talking Rock really does go up Yukon.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you forget that that's.
Well, actually, John Team Road is the divider for Ellijay and Talking Rock.
There you
So
go.
I live on the Talking Rock side, and my neighbors are on the Ellijay side.
you
Well, do you have a website?
Yes, we do. www.shelterdogsforveterans.org.
And this time of year, we have seen so many suicides.
Yes.
And this seems to be the time of year that that happens more often. And with veterans, if they have a companion, even when the sad times come, that companion really changes the day for them, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I actually have a veteran that has tried to commit suicide several times. His dog has saved him every time. Each time, you know, he tells me he sees his dog and he says, I can't
Leave
leave
him.
my
Can't
dog.
leave him.
Yeah,
Can't leave
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And so it's their, like a right arm to them.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a
exactly.
beautiful shot right there. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, he's so sweet. I love the
Now, when
cardboard
he is
boxes
at
in the
home, does he
background.
wear his service vest at home?
No.
Does he change? Do you see him change when you bring
Oh,
out that service
absolutely.
vest?
Yes, he knows when the vest is on, he's working, and that's how we train all our dogs. Vest is on, you work. Vest is off, you get to be a dog.
Wow.
So they aren't working 24/7,
yeah.
and which they really are.
He's not
but-
working too hard.
No,
today.
He's not working too hard.
But that's
But this is
that's
how he
close to
should
a
be.
position
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he's working with you,
Yes.
Yeah.
and right now you're not giving him a signal for something else.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he's holding. He's
That is so wild how he's minding so well. Don't you wish we could train children like this? Have you thought of taking on 2-year-olds?
Well, actually, no, thank you.
no, she's got a 1-year-old that could. But we
could
see
understand.
we see service dogs like this with veterans at the USO a
Yeah.
great deal. We saw some this past weekend. But it's amazing to watch the training that goes into a service animal like that. But you should always ask someone, never walk up and pet them.
Correct.
Never. Ask them if you may pet them or may speak to their dog. Because it's like a police officer on duty.
Yes.
Right.
You don't interrupt them, so.
You teach your children, you know, how to be around a service dog, because that can be the biggest issue is, you know, children just run up and want to grab them, which service dogs are trained not to react to it, but, you know, it still distracts them from the job they're doing.
And they're still dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, Cherokee County has one of the largest homeless veteran populations in Georgia. And I don't know if you've worked with any homeless vets who are transitioning into a workforce, but that's a great time also to just give them a little attention. And maybe you could contact our friend Jim. I'll get you his information. And maybe go to a meeting when he's talking to people that volunteer for him, and maybe they can help volunteer for you too.
That would be
And
absolutely
kind
awesome.
of make this a one
Well, you know,
team.
the night we had the premiere of the Christmas movie that was made, there were several people there that night with their service animals, and they lived in Cherokee County.
Yeah. Cherokee County has a lot of veterans and a lot of homeless vets, sadly. So.
Now, we do have a agreement between Highland Rivers Health and Wellness and ourselves. We're working together. And because I'm a dog trainer, I'm not a therapist. And so a lot of times there's things that we have to, you know, deal with in
Right.
while we're working.
And you can
with
deal with the
dog.
animal.
Yes, and so they are quick. All I have to do is give them a call. They will talk to the veteran. They'll come see them. They'll help me, you know, deal with how to deal with things.
Right.
So it has become a really good working relationship.
You know, back in the 40s, my mother's dog was made a Marine, and he went into the military. And sadly, Sport was a German Shepherd. When he came home, he could not transition back to normal life. And that gave me a lesson. If this dog who was in the military, who saw the things that he saw, could not come home and transition to a normal life, why are we doing this to our soldiers? Why are we letting them come home and expecting them to forget what they've seen, expecting them to get over it, and expecting them to move on? Because often they need counseling.
Yes.
And it's not available because, you know, we had so much funding cut and so many things that were happening. And we're dropping the ball sometimes when we shouldn't, because they went to serve us and our country, and then we bring them home and we just. But when I saw with Mama's
dog, you can just see so many
dog,
atrocities till you're.
I was reading
you're
the papers
affected.
about her dog, and they're telling all the reasons it can't transition back to home life because of things that it saw.
Yes.
And I thought, what about our soldiers?
If they put
Yes.
that much time into an animal, why can't they put that much time into a human being?
Exactly, it's time.
Well, and we need to, everybody needs to kind of lobby to their government as well, that because the VA, unless you're accredited through the American Disabilities International, the Veterans Administration will not pay for the veterans to have these dogs.
Wow.
And, you know, that's great, but American Disabilities International, number one, charges us $1,000 for, and that's a lot of money towards training a dog.
Yeah, yeah.
And they are accrediting any kind of service dog. Well, PTSD and TBI is a specified thing, just like, you know, for the blind or for deaf. So they're right now trying to get an act. They've been trying for 3 years. It's called the PAWS Act through. And there's an organization right now out of North Carolina that I'm becoming affiliated with, and all they do is we train for veterans and first responders. And so they're going to follow the same credentialing, and we'll be credentialed under them, which will allow the VA to pay us. But it's ridiculous that they won't pay different trainers.
These vicious
for
cycles
this.
that you've got to go through
Yes.
to.
So do we write our congressmen, write our
Yes.
representatives? Well,
Yes,
Speaker of
absolutely.
the
Well,
House,
good.
David Ralston, you know, we can, he's going to be here Friday, so, you know, we need to, and that's something, I'm glad you brought that up, because we need to contact our
And we need
representatives.
federal funding.
And
That's
we
what
need
we
to let
need.
Yes.
them know that we see you wasting all this money, blowing it up a hog's tail with this mess that you're doing in Washington.
Yes.
And if you will take the $25 million that you wasted on the junk that
Look
they
how far
did,
that could go.
then do you know how many animals that would train for our military? And do you know how many homes that would provide for our
Well,
military?
there's just so much. How
Yes.
many?
So
how
it
many
is time,
hungry veterans would
instead
it
of sending
feed?
Christmas cards, let's send letters to Congress, to our representatives, to our Senate. Let's do that, and let's let our voices be heard.
Because
Let's let our voices be heard.
and you need to let them know that you vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there is nothing that's worth more to an elected official than a vote. And I don't mean they're
So
out
true.
buying it, but I mean, once they understand the power, our past election shows what an angry country can do. We need to get as fired up about that
Jen?
as we are about, absolutely.
Yay.
Absolutely. I've got one now that says, I stand with, mine says, I stand with President Trump. On my truck, it says, I stand with President Trump. See, that got Pepper's
Pepper said,
attention.
what's going on?
Pepper says, it's getting kind of noisy in here. Do I need to take care of things?
You know, we sit around and nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings and nobody wants to do this. And I'm like, get over it. Suck it up, Buttercup. There's something about getting old. I love
She keeps
getting old.
pointing, and then she says, getting old. She
When we
looks at
get
me and
old-
points.
When
Thank
we
you,
get
sunshine.
old, you can just say what you want to. You can call
And
your
we do.
congressman,
We do.
And you can, you know, and it's time we stood up. And look at what they're wasting. And Fox News, I love you, but I am not loving you right now because you are wasting
You
all
have
this
your moments.
airtime.
You have your time.
Well, they're wasting all this airtime on that junk when that little Stem comes on TV and he just starts talking. I just go crazy. And I don't want to hurt my TV. I'm afraid I'm going to hurt my TV.
Don't kick it because you got to replace it. Yeah, it's not like kicking.
But it is time. Sit down while you're sending your Christmas cards out and just handwrite a note and send it to your congressman. And put attention on it, big letters, and send it.
And talk to your friends.
Mean what you
talk
say.
to your friends and neighbors about it because it's just like that domino effect. One creates
I would
the
give
second
Pepper
one.
$25 million before I'd give a dime to those idiots in D.C.
You and me both.
I'd write the dog a check.
Easily.
Give a check.
Well, I think we're askew on a lot of things right now,
crazy.
and that's what we've got to bring their attention
Yes.
to. Stop being idiots and start doing something productive.
Yes.
Something
Been
for
nothing
someone
productive,
besides yourselves.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I love the idea that they said, when all this is done away with and they don't impeach my president, give him another term.
Give him another term.
Because they
Well, he-
wasted this term. I said,
For
We've all
sure.
got to get out there come next November and and do
So
that.
we're
We can't-
voting for 8 years instead of 4.
Yeah, we are. We've got to work on
There
that.
you
But
go.
Pepper, we
There you
need
go.
you to get out and start working the polls, sweetheart.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I'm glad-
again, give your information so people can reach you.
It's Shelter Dogs for Veterans, and we are located at 1711 John Team Road, Talking Rock, Georgia,
Which is-
30175. That's where our facility is. It's also our mailing address.
And your website.
And our website is www.shelterdogsforveterans.org. And
Do you
no
have a Facebook
donation's too
page?
small.
Do you have a
Yes, we
a
do.
Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Everybody loves Facebook.
Yes.
So tell me your Facebook page.
I guess it's pound or whatever that is. It's at Shelter Dogs for Veterans.
Okay.
Shelter
And
Dogs.
it's FOR, not the number 4.
Okay. And if people want to get in touch with you, if they know a vet that could desperately use the companionship
Yes.
of an animal, then reach out and
Absolutely.
say, let's do this. I know
Yes.
that the Cherokee County Shelter, I believe, has a lot of dogs that are put down.
Yes.
And sadly, it's also one of the shelters that is always packed to the max. So it would be a great time over the Christmas holidays.
Yes.
As Christmas comes, give yourself the gift of life by helping a veteran and helping save a dog.
Yes,
So,
please.
Yay, yay. And
I have a shirt that says, "My dog rescued me."
Yeah. Are you going to be gutsy enough to, you want to give your phone number?
Absolutely. It's 706-299-8854.
There you go. There you go. Pick up the phone and call her. Pepper may answer the phone. He may
Oh,
know
that's
how to
a-
answer the phone. I
Hello,
don't know.
Pepper. Look
But
at
is he not
that.
the sweetest thing you ever saw? He has been so good. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to share a little bit of Christmas, but I have a couple of announcements I want to make. Speaker of the House, David Ralston, will be with us. This is on Friday. He will be with me. I'm excited about that. We're going to see what's happening in the new year. And he will be here, so it's not normal for us to do a Friday show, but we're going to do a Friday show this week because that's the day that he was available, and so of course I'll be here. So make sure you tune in this week all through Friday, and then we're going to take a break, and we're going to be off for a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be doing nothing but real estate. I'm going to be
And
finally making a deal on a chicken house go through, or I'm just going to give up and I'm going to quit eating chickens.
and you're gonna be grandma to that cute little boy.
That cute little boy. And also I want to remind y'all, if you're shopping, last minute shopping, I love my salt lamps. Now I have a salt lamp in 4 rooms in the house. If you're looking for salt lamps, they make great gifts and you don't have to fight the mall traffic. Go to Talking Rock to the intersection of Antioch Church Road and Highway 136. The little Talking Rock General Store has their salt lamps on sale for 25% off. And they have a tiny one. If anybody's going to buy me anything, just hint, hint, hint to anybody. There's a cross-shaped one that I absolutely love that is 25% off. All of them, including the one that's like 5 feet tall, they're all 25% off. But stop by there, there's no traffic, there's no congestion because there's nothing there but a little store and our real estate office. So stop by, and again, it's a great little store with tons and tons of salt lamps. And because I have allergies, I have one in the bedroom, I have one in the living room, I have one in another bedroom. I like the salt lamp. So if you're shopping for a salt lamp, you can pick up a bargain, and again, 25% off all of them, and stop by there. And then plan your child's birthday party because they also do gem mining, and it's so much fun for the kids. So do something like that. But go by Talking Rock. Don't go to the mall, go to Talking Rock. So, and it again is at the intersection of 136 and Antioch Church Road. Okay, guys, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Please pay attention to our sponsors. Without them, we wouldn't be here. We'd be at the house. Actually, I'd be in the house, in the bed asleep, taking allergy pills. See you in a minute.
That video you posted was really cool. Most people's are so lame.
That video you posted was so lame.
What?
Your place looks kind of trashed right now. I was thinking
Later.
Hello?
Don't let one more epic internet fail happen to you. Ignite Internet from ETC delivers consistent, reliable speeds up to 100 megs per second, backed by local service and support. Call or click and get Ignite Internet from ETC today.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. I already posted it.
You have never been so happy, dancing, swinging, laughing at me, smile on my face. It's happiness for days. Uh-oh. You are everything I need. Happy ever after we'll be. Couldn't even dream a better, couldn't even dream a better way.
With speeds up to 150 meg, ETC and Ignite delivers more. More shopping, more music, more learning, more streaming, more speed to power smartphones, movies, and streaming video. More speed for more devices in your home, and more room in your budget with ETC's low pricing and bundled discounts. Get the fastest internet around with Ignite's new 150 meg. More speed, more savings. Call ETC today.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
High-speed Wi-Fi. Not quite as important as running water in your home, but close. Ignite Internet from ETC powers your Wi-Fi network with consistent speeds to keep all your gadgets going strong. Streaming video players, laptops, tablets, even smartphones, so you're never stuck with those big cell data charges. And talk about value. Just pick your speed and keep the Wi-Fi flowing in your home at a great low price. Upgrade your internet today. Call or visit etcnow.com to learn more.
Oh, my love, blue skies above, we dance in time, this beautiful life, your heart and mine are hold so softly, whispering I love you only, oh my love, your heart and mine.
Whether it's memories of your first trip to the local Dairy Queen or your daily visit for a $5 lunch special, the Jasper Dairy Queen has been a part of the community for over 40 years. Locally owned and operated, Jasper DQ is the place where specialty items often become favorites. Burgers, shakes, chicken tenders with yummy dip and gravy, and don't forget the rings and fries. Celebration cakes are always fresh and fast and include the awesome Blizzard cake. Stop by where folks are always meeting and eating. 515 at Highway 53. Just follow the crowd to the Dairy Queen.
I wasn't born to sit behind a desk. In fact, I wasn't born to sit at all. I was born to take action, to seize opportunities. I was born to use my strength and intelligence to protect my country, right where it matters most, America's doorstep. I was born ready.
GoCoastGuard.com.
See how quickly the time has flown, and we're in our last segment, but we're down in your den area. And so what theme did you use in here?
This is Americana. We have red, white, and blue, and we have the American Indians, the Cherokee. And this idea started with George McLaughlin's prints from the Trail of Tears. I'd had those for years, and then bought furniture from Burlington that is the Trail of Tears collection. And so when it was time to do the tree, what else would you do?
What else would you do? Okay. But now, real quickly, before we move on and talk about decorations, tell me the story about this land.
The land where this house is built, even though it is quite a few miles or quite a few yards from the original farmhouse, It's part of the original farm. There was originally 440 acres here that belonged to the Cherokee.
Wow.
So this whole downstairs is in memory of the Cherokee Indians.
Wow.
And this tree was perfect for that.
And
So-
one thing I noticed about your tree is that you decorated them with little Indian figurines. So cute. And then something else that you hung on your tree, the what is it that hunters wear?
Oh, camouflage.
Camouflage.
Oh, you can't have a
Sorry,
14-year-old boy in deer season and not have camouflage.
You know,
oh, yeah.
so
Oh, yeah.
camouflage
Yeah.
stockings
Yes.
and
Oh,
Indians.
yes.
So this will tell you can use anything for
Yes.
decoration. Tell me about our little friend that's standing behind me.
Well, Santa stopped by to visit.
Did he
Yes, he
really?
hasn't done any work since he's been here. I think he's chilling.
Hey, he looks
think
like
he's
he's
chilling.
chilling frozen.
I think he's chilling. I think he's chilling. But this whole idea down here, this is kind of just to hang out and relax.
And most dens are, and so that's one thing about, a den is that you don't really want to just overdo a den, and just enough though to get the season and get the spirit, and especially
fireplace.
a great fireplace and a great decorated mantle. Speaking of mantles, now we're going to scoot upstairs to the living room. Tell me about your mantle in the living room.
The focal point in the mantle in the living room is an etching in marble of my husband and I on our wedding day.
Wow.
And that was a gift the week after I lost him. And I've carried it around for 6 years, couldn't decide what to do with it. Today I have a special place for it. And it's sitting in front of the mantle, and we decorated all around it, put some candles. Our anniversary was December 23rd.
Oh.
So it's so appropriate.
Exactly.
He got me for Christmas. Was that a good thing?
That was a great gift.
That was a good thing.
Sherry would be a great gift.
good thing.
A great gift to any guy, especially as good as she cooks.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
yeah.
But I noticed though in your living room that you carried on the color from the dining room.
Jewel tea.
The jewel tea orange. And so, guys, and you're seeing it now while we're talking, but the mantle and everything around that fireplace.
Not traditionally red and green.
Not traditionally red and green, using again the colors that she used in her orange dining room, and it's beautiful.
I love it. I love it. I wasn't sure when I picked out the colors. I rode around for a couple of weeks with these swatches in my pocketbook, and I'm like, okay. But I truly, it's all of the Ralph Lauren collection, and it all works. And I said, you'd have thought Ralph Lauren's mama had jewel tea dishes, because it was perfect. It was perfect. So.
Who knows? She may have.
It was
She
perfect.
may have. And so in your living room, what do you concentrate on, especially, when you first walk into the home, in your home, especially you walk into your living room.
That's it. And the sideboard that we didn't get much time to talk about,
Yes.
that sideboard came out of a restaurant in Atlanta. From there it came to our restaurant, the Iron Skillet in Jasper.
Right.
It stayed there for 10 years. It stayed in our bedroom for 10 years. And it's been in storage. And Don Perry just refinished it. When he walked in, I got it back last Thursday. I walked around the corner from the kitchen and I started crying. And my little granddaughter said, Nanny, what's wrong? I couldn't believe how good it looked. And it was just another memory.
Exactly.
Just another memory.
Now tell me about the tree, though, upstairs.
The tree upstairs is Coca-Cola, because we know I'm Coca-Cola theme. And it has children's ornaments, and it's on the big back porch, which is it's an extension.
Oh, you've gone to the back porch. I was talking about in the living room. Do we have a tree in the living room?
No.
Gosh.
You can see it, though,
I'm
through the triple
hallucinating.
windows, but you can see it through the triple windows.
You'll see
Yeah.
when you see the footage why I got a little bit confused.
Right.
Okay, we're moving out now to the back porch. Excuse me.
That you see from the living room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So
and
tell me about it.
that's the neat part of that porch. It truly is an extension of the house.
And the tree is sitting right there, so
you sit in the recliner,
not too bad
you
of a
rock.
mistake.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. But when you sit there, when you come in from the front door, you see that tree,
Yes.
and it looks like it's in the living room,
does.
but it's on the porch.
Well, and the back porch, I think you were telling
love
me
it.
earlier that you.
I love it.
And originally, you it was going to be an open space, and you certainly decided to.
I wanted to use it.
Screen it in
yes.
so that she could utilize it, almost year round. I
Right,
mean, on a day
right.
like today that we're
Oh,
filming,
yes,
you could
absolutely.
certainly sit out there. But again, you carried the Coca-Cola theme then out on the porch, which also opens up from the kitchen area as well.
Right.
And that's all about Coca-Cola in there. But she's got French doors that go out to that back screen porch. But the tree, let's go back then to the tree.
Well, the Coca-Cola tree, because we do the children's gifts on the back porch, and we have dinner out there, and we set our tables up. It's just for the children. It's a children's, hopefully, a good place. They won't spill things in the house. I think this is perfect planning.
Good idea.
This is perfect planning. So, but it truly is for the children. So.
Well, we've got just a little bit of time left, and so let's just think about a couple of things that we forgot to mention. And we try not to
Stained glass
backtrack,
door going to my
but the
bedroom.
stained glass door going to Cherie's master bedroom. Tell us about that.
Well, Armstrong Glass here in Jasper was going out of business, and our trucking company had done hauling for them. And this was the door that they used at all their trade shows. And when they left town, to be quite honest with you, we had done some hauling for them. They were in a little financial bind, and I said, I'll take that door. And I've hauled that door around for about 10 years now. So now the door has a home.
And it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
And I know that it's
gorgeous.
year-round, and it's not so much Christmas.
But it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and it really does aid to the decor that, that you've done for your Christmas decorating. You've got one other thing that you can think of.
The thing's Maggie Johnson's furniture.
Yes.
Miss Maggie Johnson from Whitestone, who probably would be in her hundreds now. 20-something years ago, J.S. and I bought a lot of her furniture. And this house has given me the opportunity to refinish, Don Perry refinished, and we're using Miss Maggie Johnson's furniture. I love it, and it's such a warm feeling. Her table's put together with pegs. Her pie safe will be holding pies in jewelty dishes soon.
And that's in your kitchen.
It's in our laundry room, actually.
It's in the laundry room.
Actually, in the laundry room. We didn't get to the laundry room, but we'll do that. That's another day.
That's another day and another story.
Another day. That's another day.
But as you guys have seen, this whole Christmas special has been about memories. And Cherie certainly does have some wonderful memories that will carry her through this holiday season. And you know what, guys? You have got them as well. We all do. And, you know, Christmas is all about family, and it's all about memories. And, you know, we just want to wish you a Merry and Happy Christmas from Cherie and myself and from ETC3. We hope that you have a safe and a happy holiday. And Cherie, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Lynn. I love you.
Bye.
Okay, y'all got to see a little bit of what my sweet Angela used to do for me for Christmas. Angela decorated my house. There is no way I could have done the things that she did, and I'm learning now that I put up just a couple of small trees, and only am I able to put up a couple of small trees because that's just not my thing. That was always her thing. She loved to do Christmas trees. She loved to do the 10-foot, the 12-foot, the 15-foot, the bigger the better.
The 6-inch. You could always put a gumdrop tree in your refrigerator.
Right. I could do that, couldn't I?
That's still the cutest thing to me.
Except I'd have to clean out the refrigerator. It's probably still got leftovers from Thanksgiving in it. So, you know, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. And we were talking about change of life. You know, we've all changed our life. We've all ended up somewhere that we didn't see happening. You certainly didn't see ended up in McKaysville. I did not see ended up in downtown Ball Ground. When I look at how things are today, I am so beyond blessed. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of sit back and enjoy things I never did. Just enjoy a little bit of rocking a baby, watching the kids in the park from the sunroom. Just a little downtime that I've never had. Now I'm thankful, thank you, my president. Y'all want to see this again? See this? Wait a minute, wait, see this? I have one man to thank for all this. My president, Donald John Trump, has, real estate is booming, and I'm so thankful because people are coming to Ball Ground and they're choosing that tiny town. People are coming to McKaysville, they're choosing that tiny town. People are coming to all these tiny towns that we are part of, from Turtletown to Ball Ground, and we are seeing new faces, and they're choosing to come and live here because we have this amazing lifestyle.
It's wonderful.
And Jen, you and I went through this book, and it is almost heartbreaking, but through this book, this was done 12 or 14 years ago here. These are people on ETC who were with me. And this first one, he was a soldier heading to Iraq. And he has been home now from Iraq for over 10 years. And this was done at Mercier's Orchards when we did a live show there.
Oh my gosh, above
And then we have Joel Osteen. We went to visit Joel Osteen.
That was 09.
But in the very bottom corner over here, right here, that is when we interviewed Radio and Coach Jones. Radio passed away this weekend. What a wonderful, wonderful man. What a wonderful, wonderful legacy he left behind. He was the reason the movie Radio was done. If you have not seen this movie, rent it and watch it with your children. But Radio passed away. He went to be with the Lord this weekend. And when I think about the opportunity that I had to spend, we took our motorhome up there and we had, excuse me, Radio and Coach Jones on the motorhome. And then we went to Radio's birthday party. And we had such a great time, and we actually took a young lady from here in LJ with us because she loved the movie and she wanted to get to meet him. And then here's Kenny Rogers on the other side. You see us with Kenny Rogers, me and Pam and Regina and Fran, and we went and we spent some time with Kenny Rogers. Then you see Earl Thomas Conley that we interviewed, and we had a great interview with him, great time with him. He's gone to be with the Lord. When you look at all these people that are gone, it just absolutely blows my mind. And then you see our Representative Tom Graves, who is now, I understand, not running for re-election, which I don't know what's going on there. And then we see my beautiful daughter, and we see Speaker of the House Saxby Chambliss, or Senator. Was he Senator? Yeah.
He was Senator.
Yeah, and then Donna Fargo, and Donna Fargo has been battling MS for years, but she is still alive and kicking and doing well. And then we see two dear people, the Pittmans from up in Blue Ridge, who I always get a Christmas card from them. And then we see the McRaes. There's Steve and Pam McRae, two dear people. And then Angela and I, the first year that we got 22 Telly Awards, and she was like, Mom, people really like this stuff. And I said, no kidding. There's something about the South and our way of living. You know, people really we're a different breed. I don't know if y'all have noticed it, but if you go to New York City, we ain't from around there.
No, we're not.
We're so totally different and so totally laid back.
Now, you're not mentioning that picture of you over there.
Of me when I was 18. Yes, that was me. And yes, that was me. And then I see one of me and Freddie Brackett in front of the house up in Cataloochee that Larry Dodson actually painted the original painting, and you were there the night he gave it to me.
I sure was.
So, and then we go to Alaska. And the little girl that I'm holding down in the bottom picture right here, the little black and white one, her daddy was a dear friend that I absolutely adored. He was killed in Vietnam. And Cherie is probably now, 46, 48 years old. I was about 17 then, and I was holding her as I babysat her. Her mom and dad were out on a date. Her dad went to Vietnam and sadly lost his life. And the other pictures you see on that page are in Alaska. So I wanted to kind of take y'all on a trip of what my life has been. And then we go to the Woodbridge Inn. And there's a little picture of Hans Rufert. He was a little bitty boy. He was about 7 then. And that's when I worked for his parents at the Woodbridge Inn. And then you see me and Dee Dee Bogus over on the other side. We were sitting out in front of the Woodbridge Inn because we both worked there during our younger years. And who is that little baby I'm holding when I've got on the pink shirt?
Oh, I can't figure that one out.
That's Dawn. That's Dawn. So, and then here are some dear friends who've gone to be with the Lord. And it is so crazy. Bob and Evelyn Blackstone watched us every single day.
Is it Blackberry Ridge Eatery?
And we were at the Blackberry Ridge Eatery, and we had an absolute great time. And isn't that on top of that, the one with Denise Caldwell? I can kind of see that. Yeah,
right,
there's
right
Denise. Here. Yeah. Her mom, Sweet Joyce, has gone to be with the Lord. There's so many of our dear friends. There's a picture of me and Angela at Dawn's wedding. And then there's there's Freddie and Ralph and Gail up at Cataloochee. And then there's what I wanted to share with you. There's Brady Singleton. Tomorrow we're going to do a program that pays tribute to Brady Singleton's life and to the idea that over the holidays you make a decision. You decide to drink or drive. You decide to do drugs and drink and drive irresponsibly. You decide to text and drive. You make a decision that could change your life forever. And Brady Singleton is no longer celebrating Christmas with his mom and dad because somebody chose to drink and drive. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. And then there's Kenny Rogers, and there's me, and over here, Jen, the picture of me and Don and Corky.
Mm-hmm.
He had a motto, and it was live hard, die young. He did die young, and I was thinking about him this weekend. His birthday was in November, and he was lovable, he was likable, he was a lot of fun, but sadly he's gone. And then the next picture of me is at the Woodbridge Inn in front of the well curb that my mama and I constructed. And we did the rock work there, and when the Woodbridge Inn closed, it broke my heart to stand there at that well curb and think about the history and the hours and the time and the fun that Mama and I had there doing that. So, and then here we have Bob and Evelyn again, and again, 2 people every single day. Evelyn would call and say, "Could you do Bob's song again?" And the song is "Look for Me at Jesus' Feet." Mm-hmm. And I'd say, "Well, Evelyn, don't you think our viewers get tired of hearing that?" And she said, "Well, I wouldn't think so. Bob doesn't." And I said, "Okay." So we'd play it again. And we've shared that song so many times. And then down in the corner, you see the farm that I spent my life savings on. And there you go. And then there's my house. And there's a very special picture of me and my Aunt Louise. And it was me as a little girl. My Aunt Louise paid for my birth. My mom was a single mom who my dad walked away, didn't step up to the plate, and didn't do what he should have. And my aunt actually paid $25 for my birth. And she was also a very special person to me all of her life. And sadly, she's gone to be with the Lord. So this is just kind of a flashback of what the last 16 years have brought me, and a lot of it was because of y'all. So thank you. Thank you to all of you. Now, don't forget, I told you about the salt lamps that are on sale at Talking Rock, and these are 25% off. There's no parking problems there. There's nothing. It's a little tiny store, and it is filled with
But it's
salt
a charming
lamps.
little area.
It's a beautiful little area. And if you go there and shop on Thursdays, there are a couple other stores that are open in Talking Rock. The General at Talking Rock is open, I think it's open 6 days a week. But there are a couple other stores that are open Thursday through Saturday. So stop and visit Talking Rock. Stop and visit Ducktown. Stop and visit McKaysville. Stop and visit Mineral Bluff. Stop and visit some places besides the malls. Don't just go to the malls. And again, a salt lamp is a great gift because it just sits there and doesn't bother you. You don't have to do a thing to it. You might have to change a light bulb every once in a while. But it's just a great gift, and it does all these cool things to your air. And so it's a neat gift. And as a realtor, I think it's a great gift to give to your clients when you sell a house. So it's a nice housewarming gift. So don't forget that if you are still shopping for Christmas. Still shopping, I hadn't even started because I don't do much of it because we don't need anything.
And I'm lit up over here, so I'm doing just fine, you know.
Yeah. Now, y'all are going to see Dr. Eric at Georgia Medical when you leave here?
For hours.
For hours. And, you know, I just think you need to take this. I think this would be a great location for him in Ball Ground.
I've been trying to get him to Elligate.
No.
That's even closer.
Well,
but that would be a good one because I know she wants to. I know
Yeah.
she wants to sell
This
that.
would be neat because it has the extra corner there where they could do all kinds of their own parking. And it's right across from the post office, right next door to City Hall. And you know what that means? It means everybody goes to the post office. So
Right there at the
everybody
Burger
would look
Barn,
over at the corner and they'd say, "Oh, what is that new office there?" So there you go. You know, we're facing the holidays. Tori and her dad have chosen to spend the holidays in Germany. And it means that I won't see that beautiful, bright blue eyes and smiling face on Christmas. But I was so excited that they decided they've never had a German Christmas. And so Siggy being German, Tori is like Hans. She's half Kraut too. So they're going to spend Christmas in Germany. So please pray for their safe travels. They landed in Amsterdam last night, or yesterday morning.
Cool.
Yeah, yesterday morning they landed in Amsterdam. They're going to spend a day or two there, and then they're going to go to Germany. And I want you to pray for her because it's her mom's birthday, Christmas Eve. She's still dealing with the loss of her mother. We are all still dealing with the loss of her mother. And when I see the beautiful Christmas trees that she decorated for me, It makes me happy, it makes me sad, and it makes me angry. My daughter was so super talented. She did not see the value of her life. And sadly, when financial things happen, when emotional things happen, when you think that your life is not worth living, you need to take another look around, because there's somebody who loves you immensely. There's somebody who can't live without you.
There's always someone that cares.
There's someone who cares. So if you get depressed, I'm so excited. There is hopefully going to be a new suicide prevention number that is only 3 numbers. I don't know if they've given those 3 numbers yet, but they are making it part of it's going to happen. Because if you're about to commit suicide, who remembers a long phone number? If you're about to commit suicide, wouldn't you rather remember 3 numbers? And wouldn't that be easier?
You could dial 611 or something like that much faster than you could dial.
611 calls AT&T. You can't do that.
Well, I was using that as an example. We don't know what the 3 numbers are going to be. It could be 777.
It could.
Or 666 would be appropriate, because that's what the devil's making you do.
That's right. Well, that's the truth. That's the truth.
That is the truth.
But you know, when we think about the holidays, we will read of someone committing suicide. We will read of someone being killed by a drunk driver.
Look at how many veterans kill themselves every day.
Every day. And I have to say, this weekend, there was a horrible, horrible wreck in Jasper. And one of Ella J's wonderful, amazing musicians was involved in the accident. But Brett Cantrell, I've seen pictures of him in the hospital. He looks like he's doing great. Everything seems to be going very, very well. So prayers are answered, because thousands and thousands of people in these mountains were praying. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to lift each other. There's going to be somebody who has an emotional Christmas, maybe a Christmas alone. And if you know somebody who is facing Christmas alone, we know people who have lost their children, and this will be the first Christmas they come up on without their child. And it doesn't matter if your child is 1, 2, 45, or 65, it's your child. I know a dad who buried both of his children this year, and as he battles cancer, he's already buried both of his children this year. Don't you know he has a sadness in his heart?
There's a part of him that's ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's so hard, and there are people out there who are facing battles much worse than I've ever fought, much worse than you've ever fought. You know, there are people who are hurting a lot more than we know. So we need to pray for them, and we need to ask you to think about your neighbors. Think about your neighborhood. Who in your neighborhood can you make a difference in their life? Who in your neighborhood can you make a difference in your life?
Well, we had dinner at church yesterday after a beautiful service.
And I can guarantee you it was awesome.
Let me tell you, you have no idea. But
it was
congratulations to the choir at Epworth First Baptist Church, because their Christmas program yesterday was absolutely just completely stunning. And thank you to the soloist. They did beautiful jobs, but it was gorgeous. But we had our Christmas dinner afterwards yesterday. And then there was so much food left over, we were taking plates home for, and we took several plates back to my neighborhood to people that are shut in or don't get out. And it makes you feel good when you can share just some little something with someone. Tell them how much you appreciate them, or let them know that this time of year you're thinking about them, because they don't have any relatives that are alive.
Right.
You know, they're older individuals, and they're alone in this world.
Yep.
And so you just do some little something for them. It had nothing to do with my Christmas
And
lights flashing.
often a little something. And let me tell you a little something that happened that's going to happen for me today. Miss Vicky, the Bible lady, went down to celebrate her birthday and Christmas with her family in Warner Robins. And there's a rumor that there's a piece of German chocolate cake at her house waiting for me. So I'm going to get a piece of her birthday cake, and I'm excited about it, because I can tell you, I love German chocolate cake.
Leave her a piece of almond cake.
That's right.
There you go. By the way, while y'all are out riding around, go by the National Cemetery in Canton, because wreaths across America are being placed on those graves.
They're absolutely beautiful.
And until you have seen that sea of Christmas wreaths and red bows on those graves, it is one of the most moving things you can see this time of year. But all of the national cemeteries are doing that.
Right. And it's a great way for you to remember somebody like John Delbert Swan, my friend who died in Vietnam. you know, for all these years, somebody has placed a wreath on his grave, and it takes people making donations. And again, that's a tax-deductible donation.
So completely.
Y'all, my allergies are really rough today, and I tell you why. I've been in the same place I've been for weeks and weeks and weeks, and there's something about it that doesn't agree with me. And every time I go back there, I get this stuff. So,
well, I've got it, and I don't know what it is. I mean, it's just.
I'm allergic to everything.
There's just a lot of it out there right now.
That's why Pepper was on that side of the set instead of over here with me, because I'm allergic to dogs, I'm allergic to cats, I'm allergic to leaves, I'm allergic to dirt, I'm allergic to tea. You know how much tea I drink? I'm allergic to tea. They did all these allergy tests on me, and they said, congratulations, you're allergic to everything. And I said, I know, I live this life. It's crazy, isn't it?
Well, you know, I take my pills my allergy pills in the morning, my allergy pills at night, my nasal spray at night. I'm working on it,
it's
but
rough
man,
to be an old lady.
I'm
it's
telling
rough.
you, you got to be tough. You got to be tough to live. You just got to be. You just got to be.
It's rough. And again, I want to remind y'all, Speaker of the House David Ralston will be with us tomorrow.
So you're going to do a
not
show
tomorrow, on Friday.
You're going to do a show on Friday.
We are going to do a show on Friday, and that will be our last program before we go for Christmas holidays. Merry Christmas, Speaker David Ralston and family. Beautiful card, and thank you very much. But he will be with us, and I'm excited to see what do we expect to happen for the state of Georgia. I'll tell you what I expect to happen. I would love for Christmas, instead of everybody sending out Christmas cards, call your congressman, call your senators, call your state, your federal, every legislature, everybody you can think of, and say 2020 should be the year that y'all get it together.
Should be.
And quit wasting our tax dollars, and quit wasting your time, and quit wasting your energy on the foolishness that you've wasted lots of energy on. And 2020 should be the year
and
that
good
it's
luck
all
on
good.
anything coming of that. But you know, I think the squeaky wheel gets greased.
Absolutely.
And until we start squeaking our wheel, no one's going to pay attention
Somebody
to it.
said, well, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I am
See,
so
watch me
over
lean
that.
up. I lean up and I get really aggravated about that.
I'm so over that.
But
See
that's
this?
the thing we've got to do is to speak up. This is America, and it's our right.
It is. It is.
And get out there and do something about it.
And y'all vote the way you want to vote. It's up to you, but I vote the way I'm going to vote, and that's the way it is. And so we try to be encouraging, but we try to be realists too. And there's, you know, I said when I came here, what you see is what you get. The real deal is we need to care for each other. We need to do all we can to help each other. And when it comes down to it, we need to quit wasting what we're wasting, and we need to put that money towards something good. And we've seen a lot of waste. So waste not, want not, my granny would say. And
Completely.
she lived on $105 a month, and she did a very nice job.
Can you
of doing
imagine that? Just
yeah, $105 a month. And I would watch her pay her bills and end up with her little pennies, but she would save and save and save and save. Waste not, want not. There you go.
It makes a big difference.
Look what time it is, Jen. It's time for me to get out of here. I got to go play chicken farms. So I'm going to do that in just a little bit. I hope y'all have a great day. I will see you again tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Enjoy this wonderful 50-something degree temperature, because tomorrow morning I believe it's going to be down in the 20s.
Going to be stormy tonight. Be careful.
Yeah, it is.
And take my word for it. I won't see y'all again until the new year. Have a wonderful, very Merry Christmas, and enjoy being with your friends and loved ones and your family. And if you're not, still have a wonderful Merry Christmas, and think of all the joy of people you've known in the past that
That's
have
right.
brought you to where you are now.
Get out your photos and look at the people who left you, and it will bring a smile
Completely.
to your face. Yep. See you again soon.
You got me looking on the bright side tonight. You got me looking on the bright